Hello everyone, Kerichima is my name as usual. As I start the video, I always say my name. Yeah, today it's another good day. The election was postponed in Nigeria, so we still have Nigerian election to talk about, and we have a lot of things to also talk about too. You see, I have been out for a while, maybe school stuff, yeah. Not really made much videos though, but I'm really pleased with the time taken to compile this report of videos of video I want to make now. It's kind of good. See, recently a lot of things has happened so far. There have been postponement of the election from the presidential has been shifted from the 14th of February, which was supposed to be another day for the guys to flex without having to take their girls out. But no, they shifted the election, so yeah, they had to spend the money on the Valentine's Day. And it was shifted to March 28th. Reason being stated that for the security operatives, we stated that Nigeria was not safe to conduct elections in those local government areas being then owned by the um, militant sects called Boko Haram, gaining some territories in the northeast. So because of that, there was some postponement of the elections. Yeah, being that was the reason stated. And on the part of INEC, they stated that yeah, they were ready. If not for that, they would have conducted the election. Then I tend to wonder that, okay, that would have, so the Nigerian um, security operative, yeah, the only reason why you guys didn't conduct elections. Then after the elections, like days after the elections, I start seeing, even 2 weeks after the elections, they are still performing distribution of PVC, and it has not yet been distributed. These are like this like almost a month after the postponement of election. A month after the postponement of election, they are still trying to check how efficient the card reader is. Then they want. Then I was like, so what were they trying to do on the 14th? Were they just rushing to put an election date, or Jiga was just trying to give an election that yeah, I'm going to go out soon. I want to conduct the election. That's why it was changed the time schedule. Yeah, I know it was duly arranged and everyone was like, I planned it like yeah, the election should be on the 14th. But now I understand that even the 14th that they were saying they were prepared for, they were not actually prepared for the 14th, because the truth is that even after the 14th, when this election was postponed, they are not still, or close to a month after, so this is the 11th of March, and they are not still, and they've not still put their heads and stuff together, really. So it was not really the security agency that wanted them to postpone the election, but really the INEC authorities, which is this INEC, which is the umpires of electoral processes in Nigeria, were not even ready. And if you ask them now, you say yes, you're ready. The election should come. The election should come, and you guys are still testing your um card readers. You're still trying to see if it's how effective it is. Maybe, and some states still have um not still haven't collected, some states have not completely collected their PVCs. Okay, that's not my case. My case is just not that for now, but I'll come back to that. But seriously, I just want to talk about a few things. Yeah, the election has been postponed, so the candidates still have time to canvass for votes before the 28th, the big one before the 28th of March, which is the presidential, and the gubernatorial and senators. I think the senatorial stuff, the gubernatorial one on the 11th. Okay, now let's see this. We have two major parties, though right now there are so many parties, like 8 parties now. Or like I thought the merging was just to make them two, but we still have some. And okay, let's talk about the two biggest party currently in Nigeria. It's the APC and the PB and the PDC and PDP. Yeah, those two parties are the parties I really respect. At my previous video, I stated how I liked the idea of APC because yeah, they're now giving our political elections a name, a really challenging one, giving the incumbency a run for his money and taking their time out to come together to create that party was really a nice one. I really applaud everyone. You see now the election in Nigeria is now the way it should be, a stiff one, where electorates and the parties know yes they don't have jokes to do when they're in office because they they are like two there's the opposition parties stickling or directly watching the affairs of them. But I want to ask, I would like these parties to be created even after the election has been won, not towards the close time to an election date. It's a nice one. I respect and I acknowledge what they did as a nice one, but please, I want to say that it should not be divided after the election is conducted. They should like, okay, maybe if they didn't win, then they were like, yeah, now we have to break back. You guys go back. No, it should make it a standard one. I strongly believe if only this um party has been there just immediately after the last election, or this if this was thought about, it should have more sittings by now. Maybe. Okay, now down to the main thing. The two parties, APC, who is the major opposition party, and PDP, who is the ruling party right now, are now in like a feast. And who are the candidates? The candidates here of the APC, General Muhammadu Buhari, a retired general, was once the president of Nigeria in a military regime. And the PDP candidate is President Goodluck Ebele Jonathan. It's has a one year tenure already, which will be completed in April 29th. Okay, he had finished a success. He just finished a tenure, and APC are canvassing for change, and they really want this change, and they talk about the change so strongly that it was like the change, and I think it was like this change they are talking about. I was really analyzing the change, and really the change is really something I want to think about. Maybe they would have brought another slogan. I know every opposition that comes in a time where they want to do election, they come with change. But now let's look about this change they want to talk about. Okay, now look about the things they want to change, the things this present administration have done that they really wanted to change. I'm not, as I said before, I'm just someone that really want to analyze things the way it should be. First of all, they said no, this ruling party should go. They want change, the change that before we had a railway system, but the railway system collapsed in a way that I didn't see a train until I never entered the train until I left the country. I didn't know what train was. I don't know if I was put in a train when I was in my mom's home, so I can't really say. But as a up to the time of my maturation period of me knowing what is good or bad and me knowing where I entered or where I didn't enter, I can remember I never entered a train in Nigeria because there was no one. There was no railway, a compared a nice railway system. Yeah, there wasn't any. So the recent 4 years, which we're looking about and talking about change, has brought about a railway system of routes which are well noted right now. The Makurdi Port Harcourt railway system has been created. So we want to change that, or want to kill that, or you're saying you guys really want to change from that? You guys don't want it? Really, like, you guys don't want this railway system that is now there? Port Harcourt, Makurdi to Port Harcourt system, railway system, you don't want it, you want a change of it, you want us to go back. Gombe to Kafanchan in Kaduna State. There's a railway route there. You see, now talking about these things, then I look at it and you say the APC wants change. I love that party, but I'll say, what are they offering for this? What are they changing in this their slogan called change? Every time I hear them speak about corruption eating the system. I heard them speak about how they're going to bring reviving of Nigerian integrity. I want to ask, how are you going to do that if most of your party leaders are once members of this PDP? I can remember even one of the aspirants that contested with Muhammadu Buhari in the primaries was even a vice president in the time the ruling party were there in 1999. And you guys say you guys are people of change. It's simple. I love the party. How I wish the party was really completely free, like new heads, not bringing an old wine and putting them in a new bottle and canvas them and say, yes, we are changed people, but it's the same content from the what stuff you want to change it about, you're talking about. So with that, I want to just say, this is sentimental talks. These are stuff that we really don't take keen interest about. We just say change, yeah, that's our slogan, but we don't know what it. Because if only you guys can see this, then you understand that, yeah, you should talk about something efficient, not change. The change that has brought working of the railway system. And I want to talk about some things again. There's this National Petroleum Fund. If you guys take a look at what the fund is doing recently, the training of pilots, young intellectual, young youths, scholarship to be a pilot, commercial pilot, helicopter commercial pilot. These are what these funds are doing right now, which wasn't there. The present administration has brought about opportunities. These people, these pilots, when they're done, or I think they're done now, the PDF funds have really given them opportunities. There's even right now the first female pilot in Katsina State was created by this fund, which wasn't there before. The PDF fund then, which I remember was a problem in in 2000, 2004, 2003, when the then vice president was accused of it taking part of the fund, and he's one of the party members of the APC. I think the case have not been settled of how he squandered this PDF funds because he was the one handling it. But now this present administration has brought light to the PDF funds. I was looking at the families the family those selected for the scholarship scheme by the PDF to be a commercial helicopter pilot. Look at the family they came out from. Yeah, you know that it was really an eye-opening. If you ask those people, do you think they want to talk about change of the administration? Because it's really good. Now let's look about the economy. presently with all happiness and joyfulness, and I'm so glad to say it because presently, it's different talking about Nigeria from Nigeria and talking about Nigeria from outside Nigeria. You see, when you've seen things from outside, you discover that the name given to a country you think you love much, it's not really that name it owns when you are in it. Okay, but really, the economic sector in Nigeria had a boost in this administration with the now declaring of it as the one of the largest, I know, not one of the largest economy right now in Africa was done by this administration. And yet we talk about change. We talk about changing it from what? You see, I thought everyone should be talking about continuity, which is what has started. When you base your result before you examine anything, even in any field of endeavor, in the medical term or in anywhere, before you analyze anything, you check out the results. And if the results are not being successful, then you talk about change of technicalities, change of experience, change of handlers. So you see, when you brought about a good result, that now there's a railway system working, now there's job creation, bringing lives to those young pilots being which had scholarship through the PDF funds, and now the economy being one of the largest in Africa, and the largest in Africa, not one of the largest in Africa, and yet you're still talking about change. And with the step going, all all arithmetics and all and everything has been pointing that, yeah, they are at the goal of making it, which is the main objective of the government, to make it the 20th largest economy, and we are still on track. You see, you can't take them out of track, because when you say change, they should leave the track they're in to another track when they are still on track. You can't take someone who is winning the race and say, no, I need to change him. It's either you are heading for failure, or you don't like success, or you're just being envious and not thinking right. That's how I think about it. No, I've spoken so much, so I'll just really go down to my point. You know, you were talking about someone that created an avenue where he brought someone who, from all indications, and well known to be an economist, a great economist handling the economy. Obviously, that's why the great impact of this economy has been really felt that even it's now having recognitions. And you say the person is a corrupt government, and we need to change them. Talking about the likes of Okonjo-Iweala, Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, she left the post of the position to canvass for the World Bank president as one of yeah, she would have been one of the if left. I know maybe she might have, or she may have, or she would have won the election, yeah, to be the World Bank president, and left that position to handle the economy of a country called Nigeria. She left everything. You're talking about change. She grew into someone who has a PhD in economy. Right now, the step she's making, even in this great time of, now for every oil producing country, it's really not easy. Even for oil producing giants like like in Russia and Iran, you find that for them, it's not been easy keeping it together, even in their notes and their um, even in their note and their economy. But this country, okay, you know what? I've been opportune to stay in a place where this low decrease in oil price has really affected a place. I'm talking about the then Soviet Union, now Russia. Right now, even in the currency, it really affected them so badly that it went low below, like it increased even more than 100%, really. And Nigeria also been affected by that. It has not gotten that bad yet. So there's so much work in the economy holding it, and you're talking about change. Sometimes I wish life would just give us an opportunity to try something. Like, yeah, you see, it's easy to talk from the side wall and say, yes, we want change, but seriously, what have you done in your simple things you do? Okay, the candidacy of the APC is a retired general and a retired former president. From my information and from what I gathered, the former presidents have been given 30 million naira monthly. I stand to be corrected if those figures are not right, but I know they're being given 30 million naira monthly. What has he done with it? What community development program has he established? That means in a year he's getting more than 300 million naira. And it stands and say, I'm just like an ordinary Nigerian. No, you're not ordinary Nigerian. It's not every ordinary Nigerian that get 300 million naira every year annually, at nothing less than 300 million every year. That's not an average. That's not an average in Nigeria. That's not what an average Nigerian receives. So don't come with the whole thing like I'm just an ordinary Nigerian. No, you're not an ordinary Nigerian. You are way a former president, and what have you done with this 300 million? I want to ask, what have you done with it? What development program have you done since with it?